Now, let's dive deep into the big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Ty Hauser. Let's queer up politics. Jimmy Carter was the first president to invite gay activists to the White House. Former President Jimmy Carter, a champion for LGBTQ rights, has died at 100. As he lies in a national memorial at the Capitol, Queer News Tonight reflects on Carter's role with the LGBTQ community. Carter, who was president from 1977 to 81, was known for his human rights advocacy, and in 1977 he ended the ban on gay and lesbian personnel in the Foreign Service. That same year, his administration welcomed gay activists to the White House for discussions. He was the first American president to take that step in American history. Carter supported marriage equality and in 2015 said, quote, "I believe Jesus would approve." Tributes continue to pour in honoring his legacy. Human Rights Campaign President Kelley Robinson praised Carter's legacy as an LGBTQ ally. She highlighted his commitment to public service and advocacy even after leaving the presidency. Carter was unique in his advocacy and support of the LGBTQ community, being a white man from the deep evangelical South. And I think that's really one of the things that we need to remember about Carter is he represented such progress, especially for the 70s, and he comes from a tradition that today I don't think he could come from. I don't think there is an evangelical South that would allow a Carter to live. And in lots of ways, that makes him underappreciated for both his presidency and his legacy.
I don't know. I feel like Stacey Abrams would be far more progressive, and she's gone very far in Georgia over the years. But what's interesting with Jimmy Carter, people don't know, the organization that actually met with President Carter was the National LGBTQ Task Force, actually, in the 70s, which is fun. So it's always fun to see HRC talk about it instead and try and take credit for it, the usual, right? But in all seriousness, it was so wonderful to see that and hear. When I remember being at the task force, hearing about that history, though I believe someone here may have met President Carter once.
Is there anyone here old enough to have met President
Who could
Carter?
that be?
I don't know.
Clearly, I'm the one.
Oh.
No, in high school, I met him and several other presidents when they were coming through Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is not where I'm from, but I was up there for competition. And it was a really great experience. I even have photos. Search me on Facebook.
100 years though, that's a lot of life experience.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do if I hit 60 or 70 or 80.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
But 100 years, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
He was like such a humble man. I mean, he's probably the only past president that like refuses a lot of the extra Secret Service security, who still lives in the house he built in the 60s.
Yep.
I mean,
I heard he was like a pastor up until his wife
he was
died,
teaching school until basically before he went into an assisted living or did nursing at home. He started Habitat for Humanity,
Right.
which crossed all borders and all different economic groups. And I remember working for Hyatt, and we went out and did a Habitat for Humanity series of projects in underserved communities. And so, he not only helped us as an LGBT community get some focus, but he helped so many others that were underserved.
And he had solar panels installed at the White House that Reagan then took down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we can't have too much progress.
Well, that's the thing
Looks like
with
the future.
with Carter, and I would love to see a queer writer maybe dive into this more. Like, Carter was very good on LGBTQ rights in many ways, but he also was kind of the father or grandfather of neoliberalism, and he was challenged by Ted Kennedy because of that. And it's interesting to see, would he, if he had not run again, would Reagan have won? Did he accidentally help usher that in? And I see that with the current president, who was also the first U.S. senator to endorse Jimmy Carter, with him being a one-termer, and looking at the children like, maybe if you guys didn't try to run again, would we have been in a different country, or would we have just ended up with the same thing? It's hard to tell.
Right.
Yeah.
You can say that with every election.
That's right.
No.
Well, that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There's no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.